which has really been buzzing around is the entire jewelry space. Mangalam, you've done a lot of work. There's Titan, there's Senco, which is in focus. Give us a sense in terms of what you've picked up in terms of the key trends when it comes to the jewelry sector. This is our Value Plus segment on Halftime Report. Give us a sense.
It's very important, to look at the jewelry companies right now, especially after the first quarter update that has come by, largely because the numbers are quite different and divergent. We have the smaller players. Someone like Kalyan Jewellers has shown a growth of 29% in the first quarter. Senco, the retail sales grew by about 11%. If you add the wholesale, B2B and all of that, the overall sales is close to around 9%. And Titan's own jewelry business is grown at around 8%. So one would say, why is it that Titan is growing so much slower than everyone else? The one big point is because Titan's base is much bigger. So if you just take a look at the FY24 revenue, Titan's jewelry business is 42,000 crore rupees with a margin of 12%, whereas Kalyan is 18,500 with a margin of 7%, and it's grown much faster. Senco as well is about 5,000. So Senco is nearly 1/8 of what Titan is. Kalyan is less than half of what Titan is as well. But what's taking place is that they're also increasing stores at a much faster clip on the smaller base that they have. Tanishq currently has almost 500 stores. They've added 11 stores. Kalyan has added 13 stores via the franchise route, and they have 217 stores. So on a percentage basis, the store addition for Kalyan is a lot higher, and even for Senco, which has around 165 stores, they've added about 6 stores in the first quarter itself. For the industry, there were a couple of headwinds in the first quarter. 20% increase in gold prices over the last 1 year, fewer wedding dates, there was the heat wave, there are elections. So all of that impacted sales for the companies on the whole, whereas the tailwinds were, in case of Kalyan, for instance, store expansion. All the companies saw double-digit Akshaya Tritiya sales. There were high growth in modern formats, Titan, Carrot Lane grew 2x the pace of the overall industry, as in terms of what Titan did, and we had Candere do a lot better for Kalyan Jewellers as well. And there were lower diamond product sales, so that was a bit of a headwind as well. Let's see where that goes going forward. Key to track for Titan going forward is additional penetration of store footprint, because everyone else is at just around 165 to 200 stores. Can Titan go ahead and penetrate otherwise, unpenetrated markets? Secondly, faster pace of growth by newer players on a low base would be, something that would make Titan look a little slower. And can margin guidance of about 11 to 12% be maintained as well? Because most on the street are factoring in lower than that margins as well. Increased competitive intensity may impact the making charges for jewelry companies, and growth in optionality businesses. What are these optionality businesses for Titan? We have the eye care business, we have the watches business, we have the the ethnic wear business, and all these others. Can they grow extremely fast as well? Key to track for Kalyan and Senco would be the pace of store addition and same-store sales growth, impact on margins due to increased franchise stores as well. The jewelry industry right now is close to 36 to 38% organized, as against 22% what it was in FY19. So organized players are growing 2 to 2.5 times industry average, whether that continues or not. For all of this, what are the valuations that you're paying? Titan earlier would trade upwards of 16, now with a 20% cut from its highs, is now coming at around 53 times 2-year forward earnings. Kalyan has increased drastically, so at 41 times it is just at a 20% discount to Titan, and Senco is at 28 times. So they are trading at valuations which are similar to the kind of market share that they have right now. But for Titan and Kalyan, that is one valuation check that one will keep an eye out on, as it has narrowed the gap between both Kalyan as well as Titan.
Okay, all right. So there's a complete analysis there on our value add segment in the jewelry space. Thanks, Mangalam, for that. We'll take a short break, but